Alright guys, we're back and welcome to the last segment or part of your first lesson on professional English. Okay, let's have a quick recap of what we have discussed a while ago. Okay, so I gave you some important tips as a college student, as a growing professional, in order for you to sound more educational. Okay. So, what are those tips again? Let's start with sounding more intelligent, more powerful, more polished, more articulate, and the last one I mentioned is to sound more confident. And how do you sound more confident? It's always being aware of your posture. Whether you are seated or standing, it's important that you are aware how you carry yourself in front of people or in front of people that you are talking with. So keep your arms always at rest, shoulders, chin up when you're walking. So, these help actually your bearing a lot easier compared to slouching when you are nervous and all. So do the proper posture for a better way of delivering your expression. Okay, there you go. So those are the most important tips. Now, when we talked about the details of our discussion on professional English, there are some factors that somehow influence our way of speech. Some factors may include this. For example, there is a presence of liaison and slurs in English. In the foreign language, English as foreign language, liaisons and slurs are very prevalent. Liaison, by the way, is speaking English using a blended sound or an integral blending of the sounds in English. Whereas slurs, on the other hand, is speaking by combining certain words in English. So, again, liaison is combining sounds, so to speak, and slurs, are combining words. While it may seem okay to use slur in speaking, especially in our case since we're working in the BPO and we're talking to Americans, slurs are somehow helpful for them to discern that the person or the people they're talking to are not not foreigners, because there are Americans who are a bit wary, untrusting to certain foreigners, and they don't want to talk to them. But if they hear that they sound just like them, they feel at ease. They can express more. Kaya nga pag nalamang Tagalog o nahalata yung punto mo ng Tagalog ka or Pilipino ka, sometimes they're withheld from talking. Slurs are okay, but don't get the habit of doing much about it because it doesn't sound professional. And sometimes it becomes irritating or annoying when you overdo it. Gain the mastery of sounding or speaking conversational first, then sounding slurred. So instead of being slurred, sound more articulate. And then of course modulated voice. That's what I've been talking to you since last time. As students, we should talk more natural and conversational. Like I said, you don't need to speak Canadian English, British English, Australian English, because there is such a thing as Filipino English. What's important is you are being natural and conversational. Your English doesn't need to perfectly sound as it is. You're not copying the way Americans do. Some people may tend to be like that because of their exposure. In your case, you don't have the kind of exposure. Therefore, You stick with the kind of English that you have until it develops in due time by way of education or experience. Because it doesn't happen overnight. Do you think this is the way I speak like, 20 years ago? No. Let me, let me show you. If I'm going to use the traditional or the ordinary Filipino English, this is how I would sound. Okay, listen to this. I'll read. As students, we should talk more natural and conversational. It is always advised to speak more fluid by combining sounds of words using liaisons. However, overdoing it will make us sound laid back and unprofessional. How's that? So, ordinarily, some people will sound that way. Okay? I read it again. Now, this time I'll use my version of reading it in English. As students, we should talk more natural and conversational. It is always advised to speak more fluid by combining sounds of words using liaisons. However, overdoing it will make us sound laid back and unprofessional. You see the difference? 20 years ago, I speak that way when I was not yet connected with any BPO company or industry. But since I was exposed to Americans, English-speaking people, day in, day out, 24/7, almost, okay, for the last like 8-9 years, I ended up sounding this way. So when I came to this school, this is the kind of way of speaking I'm doing it, and I'm doing it with you. But like I said, it didn't happen overnight. It went through a process. The distinct articulation, the sound, the everything. Okay? It's a way of self-improvement. And you can do that. Okay? Because a lot of people may get intimidated by me speaking in English because of the way I sound. Some people may be like that, but you don't have to be like that. Kasi pag naumpisa na yung kabog sa dibdib ninyo, every time you encounter someone talking to you in English, wala na. You will lose your bearing. Kaya you have to practice. Okay, I have here some words or slurred words that we have. If we can avoid them, good. But if not, it's alright. Use them sparingly once in a while. Just to, feel the vibe. But like I said, don't overdo it. Or else, you will end up some people, when they speak, I wanted a mall. Can we go to the mall? It's very cold there. See? Ang OA, diba? Alam nyo na kung sino yun. Okay? So, what's wanna? Wanna, in plain English, is want to. But you can say, I want to be with you. Okay? I want to work with you. See? Gotta is got to. Shoulda, should have. Kinda, kind of. Dunno. What's dunno? I don't know. Let's say dunno. Okay? Sana sila? Dunno. Wow. Sana yung mga classmates mo? Dunno, sir. Dunno sila. Diba? Parang tanga lang. Twas. Lada. Lot of. Let me help you. See? Ang ganda yung dating eh. Let me help you with that. So I'm saying, let me help you with that. Sorta, not sorta. Sort of. Whatcha. Gonna. Whatcha is what do you. Gonna is going to. Musta, and so on. The rest, you know them already. Like I said, you can use them sparingly, but don't overdo it. Slang is something that you should directly avoid because slang is street language and it has no room for professional English. Sa wika natin, ito yung mga salitang kanto, salitang balbal. Especially here, in school. In the academic setting, saying slang in front of the academic society is a taboo. You know what? Okay, because we're educated people. And educated people speak educated words. Words with control, words of proper choice, words with sense of decorum. That's how we work here. Diba? Eh ano pa yung naging edukado ka kung yung lumalabas sa dila mo hindi maganda? No? Given the circumstances, it follows a certain circumstance. But avoid using slang. Filipinism is yan sabi ko. This is the Filipino language tendency that we use inappropriate words. Okay? That we talk in English but it means differently to native speakers. You know? For example, the word patay, the phrase patay ng ilaw literally means kill the light. Diba? Wala naman tayong ganun. We say switch off. Right? Other common Filipino language is changing nouns to verbs, adding prefixes or suffix. Like for example, shinashampoo. Oh, root word shampoo, shinashampoo. Meron bang ganun? Diba? Filipinos also tend to shorten some words, making nouns as adjectives. It's traffic in EDSA. Traffic is always there. Okay, but what you're telling is heavy traffic. It's a heavy traffic because there is a slow, light, heavy, moderate traffic. Okay? And then some tend to use common brands as verbs. For example, the Xerox, it's wrong. We say photocopy, right? So let's have it photocopied. So saying Xerox is a brand. Other examples we have here. Try to practice it by yourself. I hope you get the hang of it. Alright? Because Filipinism is not wrong. But the thing is, it is only accepted in our area. Bottomless. We have bottomless in our menus. You go outside and eat, there's bottomless iced tea. But a foreigner coming here and say, what's bottomless? They don't understand it. They better understand, say, refillable. That's the way to say it. Alright? So it's not really wrong, but it doesn't fit when we use them in front of other English-speaking people. That's why we have this, subject-purposive communication. If we're talking with English-speaking people other than us, it's inappropriate because for them, these words are alien. Okay? Rubber shoes, they say sneakers, especially CR. Where's the CR? And you're in New York. No, there's no people going to tell you there's a CR. Are you referring to the toilet? Yes. Restroom? Yes, that's correct. Okay? So these are things you should remember, guys. I hope you practice the things that I have told you about, and I hope you learn from this. So moving forward, we have to practice. Okay? Little by little, slowly, gradually. That's it. All right? So, if you have any questions, feel free to comment once I post this in our group page. Okay, huwag po mayang magtanong. If there's any clarification, you can write your comment there. Or better yet, when we go to Zoom, okay, you have listened to this lecture, and if there are any questions or clarifications whatsoever, feel free to ask. Karapatan po ninyo ang magtanong. Alright? So, once again, this is your teacher speaking. Laging mag-alcohol. This lecture module is brought to you by Cheese Curls. Okay, stay safe, stay at home, and keep on practicing. Goodbye.